love the show. I love you guys. Fucking, let's go Jets. Jets, Jets.
Can't all be beautiful.
Put your seatbelts on and get ready for the ride.
You're in the danger zone.
Totally, back row.
What's up? Welcome to the Danger Zone, live here on a Friday night with Murph. No, not Murph. But guess what? Murph cannot make it tonight, and we have a special guest. You guys know him. He is Ryan of the Jets Ward on YouTube. Ryan, man, what's up, man?
Not much. Just been enjoying all these moves so far. Just chilling. Happy for the weekend. I'm excited, man. I'm ready to talk about the Jets tonight and all the moves they've made.
Dude, there's so much to talk about. As some are in the chat already, appreciate you guys joining us. Spike the like button if you're watching here. If you're watching over on the Jets Ward, hit that like button. Dude, so much to talk about. I know Murph was very bummed to not be able to be here tonight because there was so many things that happened and we can discuss. But before we do, Ryan, how was your week, brother?
It was good. Nice, relaxing week. The students were a little rowdy. I had a student who's a Ravens fan who wasn't very happy this week. So it was fun to see. But other than that, nice, relaxing. My daughter's having a grand old time in preschool, wife working. It's fun.
I hope that student didn't shave their head.
One of them did. I had a kid shave his eyebrows and his head. It was crazy.
Hopefully it wasn't for Max Crosby because that backfired on that one guy on social media.
Oh my God. Then for them to a couple hours later just be like, all right, Trey Hendrickson, come on over.
Dude, crazy story there. I've never seen that happen, man. Before we get into the Jets talk, just talk about that. Like Max Crosby. You want to tell anyone who might be living under a rock?
So earlier this week, the Ravens made a massive trade for Max Crosby of the Raiders. They sent them like 2 first-round picks, a lot. I think we got more for the Sauce Gardner trade, honestly, didn't we? So, but Max Crosby, as we know, had an injury last year, was out for the rest of the season, has been doing really well in his rehabs and everything. But he failed his physical with the Ravens, and out of nowhere, the trade fell apart and the Ravens backed out of the deal. And now, after the Raiders spent close to $100 million in free agency, Now they got to add on 30 more million for Max Crosby coming back. They said they're going to honor the deals and everything that they've made, but that was like a slap in the face. And it wasn't even the Raiders' fault. They told the Ravens all of the medicals and everything. The thing that makes me upset about it, though, is if this was the Jets, this would be talked about all week. This would be up there with the butt fumble and everything like that.
Agreed.
But it's the Ravens, so it's like, all right.
I guess they earned the right to take this bullet. It might not even kill them like it would us, but you know, a lot of people up in arms about the tactics used in that. You know, getting out of that trade and all, whatever, I don't know what you want to call it. But dude, there's people that say, man, this will affect future dealings with the Ravens. I mean, we'll see. We'll see. Maybe not when it comes to negotiating with agents, but like trading with other teams, like just a stink cloud all over them right now. What I don't know is like, did they know? Like, did they talk to, dude? Did they talk to? No, they knew like about his health, but like, did they hit up Hendrickson's agent before that physical was failed? Just crazy shit, man. Just insane. You're right. If this was the Jets, we would probably be talking about it all off season. And yeah, I don't know. It seems like Crosby is resigned to going back there and staying there, and they're going to keep him according to the, you know, they're walking everything back right now. But yeah, I don't know, man. That Raiders team though, like they got better. They got better. You said it. They spent a lot of money, and you know, you can spin it and say they acquired a bunch of talent, and maybe the best player they acquired was Max Crosby this offseason.
And getting their first round pick back.
Yes.
First round picks. The thing is, too, like when Hendrickson got signed, he was under the impression that he was going to be playing along Max Crosby. Like they had open communication and everything. So when he signed, he was actually shocked about the deal going back. So that was something interesting as well. But you're right. Nobody going forward making trades with the Ravens, people are going to be a little skeptical about it.
Do you think that this could be the start of maybe the end of the tampering era?
No, I think people there's so much eyes on it and everything. People get so hyped for it. They talk about it all the time. I don't think it'll be like that. But honestly, the Ravens just really screwed up in this time. And then when their general manager came the next day and was talking about it, it didn't do him any favors. So
correct. It didn't. Let's get into some stuff though. I have some screen grabs here I want to throw your way. I also have an updated depth chart I want to look at with you. But before we go straight there, let's just, I mean, these might not be in perfect chronological order, but I want to go through them one at a time. Where was the first one I saw here? Let's see if I can fumble my way through this. And some of them might have been late last week or, you know, but I didn't get to talk to you about them. So let's start here. What do you think of us trading Jermaine Johnson and getting back Tavondre Sweat?
Oh, I think it made sense for both teams, honestly. So it shows me that we are very much so moving towards the 3 front, because Tavondre Sweat is just a nose tackle, man. The guy eats up blocks. Titans fans were all upset, being like, oh, he's fat and lazy and everything. He was top 5 in run defense last year. And he's got a little pass rush ability to him. He's much faster for a 366-pound guy. He's quick on his feet, and you can't move him. So adding him, and when we made this move, having that 3 front, I imagined Harrison Phillips as one end and what's his name, Juwan Briggs as the other, and just beefing up that defensive line. And I loved it. Jermaine Johnson gets to go back where he was successful with Robert Saleh. We're getting rid of the Jets mope. because all of those guys are basically gone except for Garrett Wilson, Breece Hall, and Jamie Sherwood. And I'm not even that shocked if Jamie Sherwood doesn't get traded very soon.
Me either. I'm not. Let's see. We got that. We do have, like you said, the new addition of Tavondre Sweat. Man, he big dude. Like you said, fast dude. We'll see. We'll see. Like definitely not Quinnen Williams. Let's not get it twisted. But we also got how much trade capital for Quinnen, and then Tavondre. We shipped away Jermaine, who admittedly was probably an odd man out, and also needing paid. Also needed 15 million guaranteed this year. So we freed up that money, and we currently still have it. It's actually a big part of why we are still in the top 10 for cap space, even after all the signings we're about to talk about. We are currently sitting 10th with like 37 million. So that's nice to see. I don't think that if we were, if we kept Jermaine, we would be way down the list. So,
yeah, I think too. And Sean in the chat said it good. Jermaine just wasn't the same after the injury. The run defense was okay, but there were games where he just disappeared. He wasn't anywhere. There was no pass rush at all. And when you can't have McDonald coming in on every play because he stinks at run defense, Jermaine Johnson was supposed to be the anchor of that defensive line, and it just didn't work. And I love the kid. He's a good player and everything, but it just didn't work out under this regime. So I'm happy he gets to go back to a coach where he was successful with in the Titans. But I think we got a great player under team control for the next 2 years, I believe. And guy's going to eat up some blocks and make it easier for the rest of the defense.
I like it. I like it, and I'm with you 100%. That D line got totally redone this week. We're getting into that, folks. Spike the like button, but also like Carl Dunbar is
I love
awesome, dude. It's so good. Like, dude, if you polled me a month ago, my optimism levels, and you polled it now, night and day, man. I think we put together a hell of a week. I think we put together a hell of a month. Like, things are trending for us, and next month and a half, I think that needle is going to just keep going up. So one step at a time, but it's looking good so far. Sticking with the trades, I do got to ask you about not only the trade to acquire Minkah Fitzpatrick, but the capital given up to get him.
Steal. It's a steal. The guy's 29. I keep saying he's a kid. He's younger than me, but the kid is still playing at a high level. I know 29's older for a defensive back, but Minkah Fitzpatrick can do anything. You can play him deep. You can play him in the box. You can play him as a strong safety, nickel cornerback. He can play anywhere, and he's still playing at a solid level where he's not afraid to hit somebody. He's great at ball tracking, and he's a leader. We need that veteran leadership where we were desperately lacking. This is a definite upgrade over Tony Adams going back there, and I'm really, really happy with this one. This was one of my favorite moves. I think it would be my second one. And I know we're going to talk about him coming soon, but there was one move that they made that I was just like, this is perfect. It's just great. But Minkah Fitzpatrick being back and then extending him for the 3-year deal that we gave him, only getting paid $13.3 million a year. Like, you have a veteran leader in the back end of your defense who can help Malachi Moore get better, help this new guy, Benton, that we got. And, spoiler alert, if you guys didn't see, Andre Sisco's back too. And I think Andre Sisco will play a lot better next to Minkah Fitzpatrick and under Aaron Glenn's defensive calling than he did under Wilkes and playing next to Tony Adams. So I think this helps out a lot. I love the leadership. I love the trade compensation we got for him. For everybody who was bashing the trades, like I was watching some of the national media being like, oh, the Jets had to trade for him because everybody knew he was going to get cut but the Jets couldn't wait. They panicked and stuff like that. I made a whole video going on a rant about it. I was pissed. But Minkah Fitzpatrick, I think for a 7th-round pick, still playing at a high level and then extending him for 3 more years, solid move. I loved it. I loved this trade. Great move by AG and Darren Muji.
Facts. I think we didn't we wake up to this like right before tampering starting.
Like an hour before, half hour before.
I actually thought that was tremendous because like you also got to figure like if you trade for a guy, it's not gonna be involved in the comp formula. Now I don't know that we're gonna get a comp. We probably aren't. I think we need like one more guy to go away and sign a good deal, and that's probably not gonna happen. But acquiring talent via trade, Muji hit it, dude. He hit it with Sweat. He hit it with Fitzpatrick. He hit it with one other guy, and I want to get your thoughts on him next, just to stick with trading. Yeah, what do you make of this trade here? Do you want to pitch it, like announce it first, and then give me your thoughts on it?
Yes. So earlier in the week, we all knew that Geno Smith. There was news that came out that he was getting released, and that the Jets and Miami were preferred offers. Well, Malik Willis went to the Dolphins, as we know, on a monster contract, and Geno was the biggest option for the Jets. Well, we were shocked on day 2 of the legal tampering period when we saw a trade for Geno Smith, giving up a 6th-round pick swap. We get Geno Smith and a 7th-round pick. The Raiders move up 9 picks, I believe, from 218 to 209. So nothing crazy. And you get a quarterback 2 years ago coming off a 4,300-yard passing year. And the one thing I'll say, too, is Geno played with a horrible team last year. Their offensive line was awful. He was sacked the most in the NFL. The pressure rate, he took one step back and there were 5 people in his face every play. I'm not going to defend that. He made some bad throws last year. But what do you want him to throw to? Brock Bowers was hurt all the time. They traded Jacoby Myers. You gave him Chip Kelly as the offensive coordinator, and he didn't know how to call play. That's why he was fired in the first half of the year. And then you had Tucker and Besh as his top receivers. He was throwing to nothing. And Ashton Genty couldn't get anything going behind that offensive line either. So out of the options too, if you're mad that we got Geno, like I've seen a lot of people mad at, he was the best option. If he's at his best, he can be a top 15 quarterback, which is better than what the Jets have had in years. Also, the thing is too, he's matured since he's been here. We don't have him not paying Ike and Kampali $500 for a plane ticket, Geno. We have a guy who's been through the league, bounced around with teams, had success, had a failure last year, who's matured over the years. And he even said it. He has 2 kids now. He's got everything he needs. He's matured. He's a grown adult now. We have a guy who's coming in here as the perfect bridge option. I'm sorry for those Kirk Cousins fans. Kirk Cousins wasn't coming here. He didn't want to be here. We didn't want him here. Malik Willis was gone. Jacoby Brissett's not up for trade. Kyler Murray, before he went to the Vikings, wasn't a fit. Tua signed with the Falcons on day 1 of the thing. So what was your best option? There was nothing. I'm not trading a 1st-round pick for Mac Jones. I'm not trading a 2nd-round pick for Tanner McKee, even though I like him. Davis Mills wasn't for sale. There was no options.
And the key, because like just going back to here, let me move it over here. Going back to this, what it fails to mention, and we oughtn't, skip over it. It's the fact that, yes, we did trade for him a day before he was available for nothing, but Vegas is paying this contract, man. Like,
I forgot to mention that.
What's he costing us? Like $3 million?
$3.3 million.
Dude, that I think is the biggest thing for me, because like the Rodgers dead money, the looming Fields money, like for us to be able to get a guy that we can confidently say if he stays upright, he has a solid chance to play 17 and play it with a higher floor than we've seen for a while. $3 million, that helps alleviate all the dead money we have this year. It's what we needed to do is find a guy that was, bare bones, but with, the potential to play better than that price indicates. I think we did it here. And like you said, man, you said the two kids thing. Like, I assume you've seen the presser then with him.
Yep.
I did, and I came away feeling really, really good about it. And I wasn't. I wasn't at first. Heading into this offseason, I was looking at all the options. Me and Chaos even did a breakdown, like our list of best options. Gino was number 3 for us. And honestly, I think that's good that you get a top 3 guy. But at the same time, like, I was thinking, man, why the hell would he come back here? Why would anyone come back here after busting here? But like, then I started thinking about it. Like, after seeing that presser, I'm thinking, like, man, like, how often does a professional athlete competitor bust somewhere, but get a chance to overwrite that and fix it and go out with his head held high? Like, I think he's going to come in motivated as hell. And he has Musgrave, he has Reich, and he has Glenn, who he actually has gone against several times. So I think it's a good signing, man. And I do, it does have me mildly excited for the season.
You're not one of the people who think we're tanking for Arch?
I am not. No.
No. That the whole tank for Arch, there were rumors today. Someone said that the Manning family would not allow Arch to come here anyway. I'm like, whatever. But
Dude, that's such a lazy take. I'm sorry.
yeah, it really is. It's just any way to attack the Jets. That's all it is. But Gino, you give him an offensive line to protect him, he still has an arm on him. He can get the ball downfield, and he's not afraid to take shots. Yeah, he has a lot of interceptions. He had 17 last year, but he's taking shots. And if you put him in a system that he just follows, he can check down. He's not going to miss the people right in front of him. He can check down. He can go through a defense, process the defense, and he can move around the pocket too. He's still quick. So there's a lot that he can still do, and just give him time. He will win you some games.
And he is also self-aware. Like, he spoke about it in the presser. Like, he had 17 picks last year. He said that's unacceptable and that has to be fixed. So, like, he is aware. And, you said it, terrible O-line last year. 55 times he was sacked. 50 times the year before. 105 sacks the last 2 years. Rough. 32 picks the last 2 years. Rough. But at the same time, despite those things, the last 4 years, his QB rating is 90 plus. And guess what? And that's a 4-year average, 90 plus.
Yeah.
The best quarterback play we've had in eons was probably Aaron Rodgers in 2024. His rating was a 90. Gino here has averaged more than that for a 4-year span. So, like, it's got me geeked, man. And I've been accused of being negative by some. I've been accused of being positive by others. I don't know who they're comparing me to. Maybe just themselves. I don't know. But I'm all over the map, apparently. Well, maybe they're right, because I wasn't that high. But after this week, I'm getting there, man. I'm getting there.
We knew going into this that the Jets weren't going to have many options at quarterback. I think we made out with one of the best options we could. And like you said, after hearing him talk and going through everything, like wanting to come back here as well to rewrite the story, I really liked it. I thought I was really happy about it. So I'm happy he's back. There's still a lot of work to do. We still need a wide receiver 2, a wide receiver 4. We still need, I think, another linebacker that back there. There's some positions we still need to fill, but overall, we don't have to worry about the quarterback position, at least. That's the biggest thing.
And you know what? We're going, guys. I see like double the people are here now than the last time I mentioned this. Man, appreciate you guys joining us. Spike the like button. Check out the Jets Ward on YouTube as well, please, please. Um, but we're going through these signings kind of one at a time. Chat, we want to hear your thoughts when I bring up each guy. Some of these, Ryan, I think we can go through faster on, but I did
Yeah.
want to. I did want to hit Sweat. We in chat we hit Sweat. If you want to go back and see that, we hit Minka. Now we're on Gino. That is our 3 trades. Now let's get into some others. I'm just gonna bring them up one at a time, man. And this is probably one you don't have to spend too long on, but we did re-sign Andrew Beck.
I loved this. Bringing back a guy who was solid for us. You can use him as a tight end. You can use him as fullback. I wanted to bring him back, honestly. So I'm happy he's back. 1-year deal. It's good to keep him here.
Agreed. Agreed. I actually liked him. He actually caught the ball better than I thought that he would as well. If you guys follow Joe Blewett on social media, he is the #1 Andrew Beck fan club honoree. And he called it, man. He said, this guy's good. He's good. And I think he did play well at times for us this past year. So, yeah, dude, I don't know what it costs, but I can't imagine much. And for that, A+.
I think like the vet minimum. So like 1.5 mil, maybe a little bit more. But overall, you keep a guy who's respected in the locker room, a guy who does his job, coachable. It's a great move. I was very happy bringing him back.
Agreed. Agreed. Let's see what you think of this other guy we re-signed. See if how quick it loads here.
Xavier Newman-Johnson, offensive line depth, can play both guard positions and center. I like it. Bringing in rotational guys who've been here for a while. I think he's got the hearts of Jets fans after the injury he had during preseason the 1 year. A guy I like, does a lot for the Jets on the outside of stadium with fans. Max Mitchell too, guard tackle flexibility. All of these guys are versatile. They can play multiple positions. So I think that's really good for the Jets O-line depth. We were lucky enough not to have any injuries on the offensive line other than AVT, but it's always good to have quality line depth. Max Mitchell has starting experience. He can go in there when you need him to play guard or tackle. Newman has starting experience as well. So it's great bringing these guys back. They know what their jobs are. I like it. I like it a lot.
What I don't have an image for is we today got
Core floor.
there you go.
Oh, I
What do you
love that
think?
one too.
What do you think? Do you think that's like bottom of the room? Do you think that's the middle of the room by the time we're done? And yeah, I know you talked about these two, but like, what do you make of the idea of like keeping guys that were already here?
I like it because it shows that you're loyal to your players. If you do your jobs when you're here, they're gonna want you here. And Aaron Glenn and Muji have done a good job at showing that if you do your jobs, we're gonna keep you here. Some at the expense, like Sauce, they wanted him here, but it just didn't fit. So they traded him. They made an easy contract to get out of. Jeremy and Sherwood played well last year. They wanted to see what he was like. They were loyal. Jets fans wanted it too by that time. They gave him a big contract. Just didn't work out for us. But honestly, I keep being loyal to your own players, bringing them back. These were guys that Jets fans were calling for that they wanted back, a lot of them. Solid depth pieces. You want a pipeline for offensive linemen. Max Mitchell's only 26. Xavier Newman's only 26. Keeping these young guys. Okorafor has starting experience at left tackle and right tackle. I think he's only 27. So young players that you can use. Okorafor as a swing tackle. Max Mitchell, guard tackle. It's a solid move for the Jets to keep these O-line depth pieces, to have protection just in case we do have somebody go down for a game or two or a little bit more.
And I think it hopefully means that they liked what they saw out of these guys last year. You know, aside from availability, which they had for the most part, they also worked with the new O-line coach, and apparently were enough to retain, which is nice. Now they still got to make the team, obviously, but to have them in is like that floor. Then you know what? Hey, like the goal, I think, and I didn't think it possible, but we're kind of getting there, is to raise the floor on all the rooms, and then in the draft you don't have to be telegraphed, right? Like you don't have to be had that glaring hole. And then all of a sudden, you like last year the Buffalo Bills get up above us 2 times and take a defensive tackle. Like we're trying to prevent that, and we're getting there, man. We're getting there.
I think that was the problem under Joe Douglas was in the free agency, he did the bargain bin shopping, but he always left out one position that made it obvious that that's the position we're going to go. They did it with Mekhi Becton when we needed a tackle. They did it with the next draft as well when we took Will McDonald, or later down when we took Will McDonald. We wanted the tackle Broderick, or I forget what the kid's name from Pittsburgh is. The tackle there.
Oh shit, Broderick.
Was it Broderick Jones? No, that was. I don't think it was Broderick Jones because I think that guy's in.
Oh my gosh,
Chicago.
man! I just drew a blank. Chat, help us out. Left tackle that Pittsburgh snagged with the Belichick trade.
Whoever it was, we wanted him. That was the guy we were going to go for, and then I think they panic picked. Like Will McDonald was not even on a lot of people's boards a first-round pick. So
facts.
That's the problem. Joe Douglas telegraphed what the Jets needed. With Darren Muji and Aaron Glenn, mainly both of them, because they both have really taken over this roster. But Darren Muji, they walk in silence. We don't know where they're going. Who saw some of these players that we were going to sign? Going into free agency was all Alex Anzalone as the move we were going to get. And he ends up going to the Buccaneers on a 2-year, $17 million contract. So,
instead of doing that, let me bring up this next guy who I think that you'll have something to say about.
My favorite move that they made. He is. What have we said about this linebacking core since CJ Mosley left? It completely fell apart after CJ Mosley left. Demario Davis is a leader among men. The guy is still playing at a top level. He was a top 5 run defender as a linebacker. Broderick Jones, I think it was Broderick Jones. We were right. So thank you, chat. Demario Davis, man. 3rd stint with the team. Comes back. I wish we never let him go and took Williamson. Kept Williamson over him. Goes to New Orleans, helps that team grow, and just gets better. A leader in that locker room. Everybody well respected. Oh, man, having him back to help Jamie and Sherwood or any of these young guys coming in, that's the problem with what the Jets had. They didn't have any leaders for these young picks, that these young rookies coming in, that they could rely on. Who is Malachi Moore when he got drafted? Who was he supposed to rely on in the backfield, in the safeties? Was he going to rely on Tony Adams, who was still struggling, who our owner said he didn't like, forced him to bench? Andre Sisco was still a young kid too, only on a 1-year contract. So there were no veterans that they brought in to help these guys in. With Demario Davis, you take Arvell Reese at pick 2, Demario Davis is going to be on the phone with him like that, talking with him,
facts,
guiding him, and everything. That's the leadership we needed. I don't care that he's 37 years old. He's still he's still playing at a high level. Yeah, he might have lost a step, but he's still great in run defending and a solid pass defender too. I love it.
What are you trying to say about 37-year-olds, huh?
I gotta
go. No, you know what? It's not often that you look a guy up and they were born in the 80s, getting added to your team, but I liked it. I like it. Dude, also he spoke already, and can we just slap that C on his chest already,
That's
man?
Exactly what I said when I heard him. I'm like, give him the captain spot.
Anthony,
he deserves it.
Anthony is, he's actually chiming in from the Jets ward. Do you want to read what he has to say?
Hell yeah, Anthony, let's go. Davis presser had me ready to run through a brick wall. He's going to make a great DC one day. Hell fucking yeah, man. He is. The guy's a leader. If we could make him a player coach, like when he's ready to retire, just bring him in that room just to help these guys. I would have him right when he retires, hire him because he is the leader you need. When he talks, people listen.
Do you think he's wearing the dot?
Hell yeah. Oh yeah. They're gonna give that to him because he can get everybody organized down that defense because he knows what the linemen are supposed to do, the linebackers are supposed to do, and the DBs are supposed to do. And I think having Fitzpatrick back there too to get everybody organized, having those two on the defense is gonna be night and day.
I'm with you. I think it not only improves that spot, I think it makes Sherwood better not wearing the dot. So I think it's a 2-for-1. And I like it. It's not long term, obviously, but like you said, man, we draft Reese or whoever we draft, he's gonna have Davis to mentor him, even if they're not at the same spot. Just like having that old head that has been through it in New York. That's big time, man. I love that. I love it. Kel chiming in from the Jets ward as well. He says DeMario and AG will fix the defense, culture, and veteran leadership on and off the field. Together they are a formidable duo.
Well, one thing DeMario said too was he came here for AG. And I think that's the thing. A lot of people say, what does AG do well? Look at the players he's coached over the years, what they say about him. We'll get to this to one in a minute, but DeMario Davis would run through a brick wall for AG. He wanted to come here for him. And that says a lot about Aaron Glenn. He's able to get these guys to draw them in. And you even look at the rankings for coaches. Aaron Glenn was one of the top coaches. And Jarvis Brownlee Jr. or Jarvis Brownlee chimed in on X like a couple weeks ago saying that Aaron Glenn is one of the best coaches in the league.
High praise. And I love Brownlee. Let's just put it that way. Tyson chimed in earlier and he said, DeMario called Gino. He said, let's get the crew back together. And that's what Gino did say.
Yeah.
What do you make of that? Do you think that's cool? Like, I assume he knew we were targeting him, or maybe he just, called him anyway because he knows him. But, for him to give the green light, hey, man, I'm coming back. Why don't you? What do you think that means?
I thought it was great because these guys know, like, we need to go somewhere. DeMario Davis, I don't know if you saw an interview with Kay Adams. Kay Adams is a big Saints fan. And this was before, I think it was a little bit after the Super Bowl, and she had DeMario Davis on. She was almost in tears because she knew that he was going to be gone. And he even brought up Aaron Glenn and said that the defense basically just needed a leader. He's that leader. And to go out too, even before he's signed, to go out and be like, hey, Gino, let's go. They need a quarterback, best option. Let's go bring it back to the Jets. Let's get them better. This is definitely raising the floor of the team. And if everything clicks, like if the draft goes well as well, this team could be, they're not going to be a Super Bowl contender or anything like that, but 7 wins, possibly 8 wins. If everything goes right, Mason Taylor takes a step forward. The thing with Gino too, is you're having a quarterback now that you can help evaluate the rest of the team. He's going to get Garrett the ball. He's going to get 80 the ball to see what you can do with him. Mason Taylor, if he comes back healthy, you're going to see what you have in him. All right. And even with Aaron Glenn, you're going to be able to evaluate him properly too, with him calling the defense if it gets better. And with Gino running the offense, if it's a competent offense, one that's fun to watch, one that can put up points, that's going to look good on Aaron Glenn. That's going to reflect good on him, his coaching. And if people keep rallying behind him and fighting for him, that's going to be even better. So Demario Davis calling Gino to say, let's do it, let's go back. I think it's it's awesome.
Yeah. They
People
spent
want to be here.
like they started out here 3 years, I think together they overlapped. Definitely know each other, and good to see because Willie Colon came out and spoke about Gino, and it wasn't glowing, but it also wasn't bad what he was saying. But just to see like a guy not just say it in an interview, but like double down and text the guy and recruit him semi, like that's actually putting your stamp on it, and to hear him say that, uh, cool stuff, man. And
Can I say?
I am
can-
yeah.
Oh yeah. Can I say one more thing about Demario Davis too that I really liked from his interview? He basically said that the team is more buttoned down than they used to, more professional, more like focused. That's saying something about the coach too and the organization. Like before with Robert Saleh, there were leaks everywhere. Under Gase, there were leaks everywhere. Coach on the offense, or head coach of the offense, head coach of the defense. Bulls too. To have a coach that nothing gets out, like our beat struggles to get news, and to have players who are coming back to the organization and seeing a massive difference since the last time we were here. That's I think that's a good light on Aaron Glenn. So for the people who hate him and wanted him fired, this is something to look positive to. He does have a lot to work on, but better reflection of him too.
You know what? We hit the line a little bit. I should have hit this then, but let me ask your thoughts on this new addition to potentially the starting five.
Yep. He's penciled in at the starting left guard. According to PFF, he had better numbers than John Simpson last year. So better in the run game, better in the pass game. Honestly, I don't think the Jets would have brought him in without Gino talking to them as well. So Dylan Parham's an interesting one. He's played the whole career with the Raiders, has had an up and down time, but in 2024, he was credited a lot with the season that Jacobs had there. Jacobs having one of the better rushing years that year. Dylan Parham was credited with that as being a top guard. And he's also got flexibility playing center too. So that flexibility is the best thing about him, being able to play center, play guard. He's solid in the run game. He's aggressive. He is solid in pass game. And to get an upgrade over John Simpson, who I wanted to resign, but not at 3 years, $30 million, that to have him on a cheap 1 or 2 year deal that you can get out of after 1 year is something good. And Gino praised him a lot. So I think it's going to be good. I think it's going to be it's fine. I like him.
You know what? It takes me back to what we just spoke about a little bit ago, and that's like raising the floor so you're not telegraphed. Well, I want to speak on that for a moment. Like prior to this signing, I was of the mind after seeing the first wave of free agency, we went all defense. I was of the mind of Vega Ione, 16 overall, man. Pencil it. You know what? Sharpie it in. It's happening. Now, hey, you know what? And that sucks because 31 other GMs probably could do that then too. But you had a guy like this, all of a sudden, you're not Sharpieing that in. You can pencil it in, or you can, just whatever, crayon it in, or sidewalk chalk it in the rain, even. But because, like, you don't have to do it. You don't. You can if you want, but you don't have to. And I love that, and I hope that Muji continues doing that. Maybe get a wide receiver 2-3. Maybe get a tight end. I'm not a Jelani Woods guy. Forgive me, but get a tight end so that that's not a glaring hole. Maybe get a corner. Okay, am I greedy? I want a corner.
You're greedy because we just signed a Pro Bowl corner.
Oh yeah, who's that?
Right from Chicago.
Oh yes, you're right. You know what? You're right. That's an oversight by my part. Let's before we go there, because I do want to talk about him. Huge. That was a huge addition. Anything to put Stevens, down a slot is fine by me. But the chat was actually talking about this next guy a lot, and I couldn't get to it sooner, but I want to get to it now because they were interested in speaking on it. They weren't as hot on this acquisition. What do you think of the Jets signing Cade York?
Yeah, a lot of people weren't high on McNamara, and look how that turned out. So McNamara was a practice squad guy too. Cade York, when he was drafted from the Browns, he was actually solid his rookie year. Bounced around the league, struggled. He's got a cannon of a leg. That's the biggest thing. I think after the season that Chris Banjo gave us, I think he deserves the benefit of the doubt. Does that mean not bringing in any more competition? I think we should bring in more competition. But with that power of a leg, and still only like 25, 26, still young. I know it sucks moving on from Nick Folk, but he got a crazy contract from Atlanta anyway. So I'm not as down on York. We needed a kicker. I would have rather went with the Raiders kicker, but Carlson. But Cade York, I'm happy. I think it's a savvy move. I think other people are looking at him too.
A floor raiser, maybe not a ceiling, but a floor raiser. I mean, we had nobody.
Yeah, floor raiser. Definitely a step down from Nick Folk, who was like awesome for us. But I think it doesn't deter us from taking a kicker later in the draft, because I think this year, with all the kickers that are in the draft, Smack from Florida, the kicker from Hawaii, there's all these good kickers you could take. You have 3 7th-round picks. All right, you fill all your holes. Get a kicker. What's the worst that can happen? Bring him in to compete with Cade York.
I'm not even opposed to getting a UDFA kicker. I mean, look at Austin Siebert a couple years ago, and he went on to have a fantastic season for Washington before, he did have one bad game and he got cut and he hasn't played since. But like the fact is he was 27 to 30, and he was a UDFA, not bad. So whether it's in the 7th or a UDFA, I do expect them to have another 1 to 2 guys even. And you know what? Whoever loses the job, maybe they were just that far off. Go to the PS, go to the practice squad. And, what do you think of this from Charles B? He says, Folk cost us Mendoza. York will not cost us Manning. Is that a silver lining for you, Ryan?
I think, I don't know with York. We have 3 first-round picks. The Colts just gave Daniel Jones a monster contract. Who knows? Maybe they are awful next year. They traded Zaire Franklin. That team is taking a step back. Maybe Daniel Jones comes back down to earth. And Indianapolis gets the first-round pick. And guess who has their first-round pick? Us. Or Dallas struggles. Think about that. With their division now. So
maybe York won't cost us Manning. Maybe Michael Clemens will get us Manning.
Oh, thank God he's gone. Oh my
and with
God.
the Colts.
Oh, he's doing it for a cause. I love it. Trying to help out the Jets. He goes to the Colts. Tony Adams goes to the Titans. It's a good day.
Yeah. Boss Girl says, forget Daniel Jones. Colts signed Michael Clemens. Yep, we had it about the same time. Boss,
gone.
Huge. That's addition. That's not only is that addition by subtraction, but for him to go to a team that we control their first round pick, dude, and the Titans fans that were reading our comments after they got him, hilarious. They got someone else too, didn't they, from us?
The Titans?
Derek Nottie, I believe.
Derek Nottie. Oh, yeah. The guy they cut. No, we had him. Derek Nottie goes there. They got Solomon Thomas they traded for.
Well, no, that didn't Solly go to the Titans?
Oh, I thought we were talking about the Titans.
Oh, did Nottie go to the Titans?
I thought Nottie.
I think someone went with Clemens. I'm trying to think who went with Clemens to Indy. I'm trying to think.
I don't
Um,
remember.
Dude, it's insane how many news things happened this week. Like there's nobody who can keep them all straight. Let's see here. Michael Clemens. Maybe that's all it was. Maybe that's all it was. Okay, I stand corrected. Just Clemens. But guess what? That's enough. That's
That's
enough
all
for
that
me.
matters. He's gone. He's gone.
That is. You know what? Do you know anything? You spoke about college kickers. Ricardo chiming in from the Jets ward, mind you. And again, guys, we are simulcasting on the Jets ward and Danger Zone. Talk about two names that pair together nicely. Both places on YouTube. So spike the like in both spots and subscribe in both spots. But he chimes in. He says he keeps hearing about a kicker from Hawaii. Do you know anything about them?
So the kicker from Hawaii, I had the Jets in a couple mock drafts taking him with a later pick. I can't remember what the kid's name is. Matsuzawa, I think it was. He came over, he played soccer and everything, and the way he learned how to kick was watching YouTube videos of the Seahawks kicker, former Jet, and watched YouTube videos of him kicking, learned how to do it, didn't miss an extra point this past year, and basically was 90% on field goals or a little bit more. Kid's got a strong leg, great character kid too, and just somebody you like to be around. The coaches praised him so much for everything. I liked his story. I liked how he got to be where he was. Honestly, he could be somebody you could bring in for competition and could win. Him and Trey Smack from Florida, I think, are the two best kickers in the draft.
Dude, when you have a nickname of the Tokyo Toe, that's
Yes,
pretty cool. That's pretty cool, man.
kid's good.
I'm down.
He's really good. Has a strong leg, man.
I am down. I think most of the acquisitions I want to get through here next they're all defense, man. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. Like I'm just saying, like here we go. We already got Demario on the board. We got Minka. Let's go with another retention, not an acquisition, more so a reclaim. What do you think of the Jets bringing back Michael Walker?
Solid special teamer. Solid special teamer. In the short time he got to play for us, he made some plays. Nothing special or anything like that, but he's a young player. Aaron Glenn likes him at the linebacker position on the outside. He can play in the middle as well. Honestly, he's solid in coverage, but he's a depth piece. He's more of a special teamer. We need those types of guys on the team. And no complaints about bringing him back.
Yeah, that's a banjo guy, right?
Yeah.
I'm with you. I'm with you. The rest of these guys are not banjo guys. I mean, Walker could be like what LB7 by the time this is all done, but definitely a special teamer. This next guy, I just think that his first name is phenomenal. Okay. Just fantastic. I want to get your thoughts on this guy.
Dane Belton. Okay. I like Dane Belton. He's another strong special teamer, but the guy has a nose for the football too. Wink Martindale loved this kid when he was the defensive coordinator of the Giants. He just had a nose for the ball. I think in the past couple of years, he's had like close to 6 interceptions. He was always around the ball. He maybe more than that. But high character kid. Somebody Giants fans I think were upset losing. He is a damn good player. Needs a little bit more seasoning and everything because he's more of a special team player. But to come in and compete with more and everything, he's solid. I love getting Banjo more strength on the special teams unit, but having a guy who's known to get turnovers and who's not afraid to come up and pop somebody, I'll take it.
You know what? And you're right. Giants fan actually hit me up on Twitter and they said they really like Belton. He will make mistakes, which you know what? That's the kind of year like that's fine. He'll make mistakes, but he has a nose for the ball, just like you said. He creates turnovers and big plays, which that to me, chef's kiss, man. Sad to see him go, says Tom, the random Giants fan that randomly hit me up, but enough to, hey, he felt strongly enough to randomly hit me up. So he says he's a playmaker. He needs to grow and improve. But guess what? He's in a room with Minka now. He's in a room with Cisco now. Those are two veteran guys. Cisco, and I just want to say this about the Cisco signing. I think it's low risk, high reward. I liked it last year. I also really like that he had back-to-back years a while back where he had 3 and 4 interceptions, like 7 over a 2-year span. Now, since then, not so much, but when we kicked the tires on him to begin with, we were trying to recapture that. And I still think that he had a good summer last year. So if he can pick up where he left off last summer, I'm all about it because it's like $2.5 million up to 5, but it's $2.5 million, man. Cisco, a guy with 7 interceptions across 2 years. Dane Belton, make plays, takeaways, all that. Dude, I think we're going to get after it, and that's what Gino said about Aaron Glenn defenses. The guys are flying around and they get after it. Did we see that last year? No. But the way this roster is shaping up now, I think we are going to see it this year.
Mm-hmm. I really like the move. Dane Belton reminds me of a safer, better version of Ashton Davis. So guy who doesn't miss tackles, always around the ball. Ashton Davis would miss tackles and would make great turnovers every now and again. But the amount of missed tackles he had, Dane Belton doesn't miss. So, excuse me. But
dude, here
as well too.
Here I thought Dane Belton was me in the shower. Nope.
But,
nope.
Anyway.
You know what I got to do? I got to hit him up and say, hey man, I got the danger zone here. I think that you need to come, and we'll see if we can get him on.
That would be awesome. You do get him on. I want to be here too.
All right. Deal.
Also, I want to talk about the Cisco signing. I like the Cisco signing. I think bringing him back for one more year, the team, Aaron Glenn likes him. That's one thing. He fits. Aaron Glenn thinks he fits the defense. I think coming back, the whole defense last year was just so discombobulated. Jamie Sherwood is not a guy who can call out the plays and get the team organized. And I like Jamie Sherwood, but he is more of the guy, this is what you have to do, go do it, being told. That's why I love Demario Davis coming back. But Andre Cisco coming back and playing, starting next to Minka, I think that ball hawk type of player is going to come back. Minka is going to make sure that he's in a position to succeed. And that's going to be with our cornerbacks too. With Wright, who we got from the Bears, I think he's going to start across from Brandon Stevens. I think AZ Thomas is in the same boat as what we thought of Malachi Moore. Solid player, but should he start right away? I don't think so. And the injuries with AZ Thomas too is a little worrisome. So that's why I think the Wright signing, who is a big-bodied cornerback, 6'4", coming in, can tackle, and has a nose for the ball as well, going with Brandon Stevens, who was one of the better players on our defense last year, as cornerbacks 1 and 2, I'm happy. And then Jarvis Brownlee Jr. in the slot. I think the defense is definitely upgraded.
Yeah. And who knows, we might keep adding, via the draft. And that's where you want to be, man. You want to have a solid room. And then the draft to take it over the top, right? That's the key. Brandon Stevens, he did play really well at times. I thought he also didn't at times, but as a whole year, fine by me. But also we gave him a 3-year deal, but I think we can get out after 2. So I need to see more consistency from Stevens this year. I think that he can do it though with a better room. I mean, he had Sauce Gardner, but not for long. and then it was just him, and then AZ
Right.
Thomas got hurt. So like he kind of didn't have his best opportunity. I'd love to see him run it back, especially knowing that his third year isn't guaranteed. So we got to, what I'm trying to say is like, a lot of these signings are shaping up, like whether it be last year's signings heading into year two, whether it be rentals now, whether it be 2-year deals we handed out now, but then the guaranteed money on the back end isn't there. We're like shaping up to have a really hungry team that's almost predominantly in contract years, like including Brees Hall, like Geno Smith, like everyone, man, like put up or shut up. Like your career's on the line. The head coach's career is on the line. Like if you can't win, someone said it earlier, six win floor. If you can't get over that, man, I don't know what to tell you. All of you. Like, is that? Do you think that's an under spoken about thing with all these signings? Like, how few of them are guaranteed to us in 2028 or even 2027?
It's the Darren Muji special. He makes deals that are always team friendly. And they're good for the players too, because it gets to show what they can do for a year or two. But then if they do struggle, we can get out of it right away. So I think it makes sense for the team. It's never putting the Jets in a bad spot cap wise. So I like it.
Are you depressed that we did not retain Tony Adams?
I'm sorry, Clifton Harris just
Yeah.
came on here. I'm just like, what?
Yeah. He's from he's chiming in from the Jets ward, Ryan. Did you
Yeah.
know that we traded Garrett Wilson for a pack of peanuts?
Yeah, right. That would never happen. Now I'm like, what?
You know, for once the troll isn't hitting the danger zone. It's just on the Jets ward. I'll let
Yeah.
you snuff that out, Ryan. I'm willing to say it's probably not true.
If
Chat,
that were
let
the
us know.
case, I would be pissed. I would be livid.
The
Now you
one
gotta-
guy here in 2028, I just said the one guy is gone now. Nah.
In all honesty, I'd fucking be livid if that's the news we got tonight. Not a signing. Oh, we're just trading our best receiver away for nothing. It's pick 30,
Yeah.
cool, and a first round pick in 2027, cool. Garrett Wilson is the heart of our offense. Don't do this to us. Don't do this to us, Clifton. Swear to God.
I can tell you that my Twitter is not on fire right now.
Neither is mine.
Yeah. So, but Clifton, yeah, appreciate you, man. Terrific insight.
Appreciate you. Thank you for the chat. We appreciate you and love you.
All right. Moving right along. Tony Adams, did you have anything to add there?
Thank God he's gone. I'm just happy he's gone. Go ruin Salah's defense again. You're muted.
Yeah, look at Clifton is sabotaging me, man. What the hell, Clifton?
Ricardo had a question earlier too, about since signing Cisco, does this take away from drafting a safety with one of the first 4 picks? Now I'm in the pool. I saw something you commented on X earlier, either today or yesterday, about Dylan Thieneman. And I just want to say you're wrong. He is worth the top 16 pick. I would take him at 16. The guy is a monster. So I want to mention you were wrong too about Vega Ione. I love Vega Ione. I'm a Penn State fan, but I think Emmanuel Pregnon is better fit for our.
Ooh,
I think he's a better fit for our system. Nastier
You are
run blocker and pass blocker. I love Ione Vega, but hasn't played the position that long. But Pregnon is a monster, man. You get that kid in here, physical beast.
A specimen for sure. He just did. I don't know that it's hard with Oregon because like they have so much talent. Like it's hard to tell who deserves the accolades and who doesn't. Pregnon, I think at 33 would be love it.
I would love it.
16 for Thieneman, like I just get like it's so sketchy to me because like the safety class is historically deep. Oscar, man, welcome. Thanks for joining us. The safety class, like literally, there could go 10 safeties in a top 100. So do I want to spend 16 on one? No. But also, like pre combine, nobody had Thieneman as a first. Nobody. There was Jet fans wanting him at 44. 33 if you're lucky. But like, I get it. His combine was electric. But like we had Dom C on, and Dom C is like, it was electric, but I don't see that on his tape. Like, and that's where I was like, because I watched the whole Duck season and I didn't see that on tape either. Like, I thought he was not a liability, but like he also, to me, wasn't a first round pick safety. Day 2 safety is what I thought. And it's fair though. If you think that he can translate that athleticism and shit to a team, I don't think it's a terrible pick. I just think it's not a hit a home run, pick. I think that you can get your ROI, but I don't know. There's just so many other guys at 16 that I have far ahead of him.
You're probably right. I'm just on the Thieneman bandwagon, and I have been for a while now. I loved his game. Yeah.
As did I. I was one that said take him at 44, maybe in between 33 and 44. 16, I'm not gonna lie. I'm admitting it right now. I'm scared with 16. Not just with him, like with any number of routes we can take. Like that pick to me is like the most interesting in the whole draft.
Well, the biggest thing now with some of the signings, like bringing Cisco back and signing Parham, it doesn't make it like you have to force to take a guard there or the safety. Halsey in the second round, AJ Halsey from LSU, could be a beast at 44. I think you can bring him in and be like right next to Minka and be a solid player. You can get Pregnon at 33 if you want to put him at right guard and just move Tippmann back to center and have Parham at left guard. That because I know that's a question for a lot of people. But honestly, I think what the Jets are going to end up doing in the first round is going to end up being, Reese at 2, and then maybe a Jordan Tyson at 16 or Denzel Boston. I think Chris Brazel from Tennessee is a very underrated receiver. I would really like him, but I don't think he's worth the pick at 16. I don't think Lemon falls. I think Lemon gets taken by the Saints. Honestly, I wouldn't be shocked if he's the first receiver taken off the board.
I wouldn't either.
It's either him or Tate. I like Tate more. I just think he's a better overall receiver. But a lot of people like the shiftiness and explosiveness of Lemon in the slot, especially. So
and the stare.
Yeah. People are going at him for his the way he ran at his combine, I guess, but I don't care. The guy's a monster. He's tough to tackle. He catches everything. Honestly, I wouldn't be shocked too if we went Arvell Reese and maybe a CJ Allen at 16.
Wow. So you're not like, I'm of the mind now, like with the way this free agency is shaking out, and it can change. Obviously, in the next couple of weeks, it can change a lot. But like, I'm almost willing to say, you take the edge at 2, and then the next 3 picks all offense. But I'm hearing from you, Thieneman, Hill. You think that Reich is going to be okay if you give him nothing?
I think Reich is going to be fine. I think Aaron Glenn's biggest thing right now is fixing this defense right away. And I think the biggest thing too, and the reason I said linebacker possibly, is because of Jamie Sherwood. I don't know if he gets traded before the draft, then I think you got to think about CJ Allen or Anthony Hill Jr. or somebody like that at 16, because those guys are solid interior linebackers that would work great with Demario Davis. And CJ Allen especially is a monster who can lead your defense for years and years to come. The Jamie and Sherwood thing is crazy, but if I were drafting, the first 4 picks that I would do, I'd do Reese, Tyson at 16 if he falls there. I know the injuries are scary, but I'd be willing to work for it or work with him at it as a wide receiver too, then I would do whatever I could to try to trade back into the first round and get Ty Simpson.
Okay. There's some offense. I like it. You're bringing me back in, Ryan. But honestly, we could go, like you said, like anything can happen. It's probably going to be best player available at every slot. So who knows? The key I want to see is I want to see some offense brought in next week.
Yeah.
Like, because then, okay, now I'm not so rigid with wanting offense 3 in a row from 16 to 44. Like, can you get me there, Muji? Because you're doing excellent so far, but also like talent's dropping off the board. We still have Jawan Jennings out there, though. We still have
There was a rumor that he was going to sign with the Colts.
Okay, DeAndre Hopkins. I mean, I'm just saying there are guys, and I do like AD Mitchell. We talked Tony Adams leaving. I want to get your thoughts on us not tendering Mechie for a measly $3 million. Talk to me there. Buy me like 30 seconds, okay?
I wasn't happy with Mechie going. I thought Mechie was somebody they should bring back. Honestly, I was shocked they let him walk. Not shocked he went to Carolina, reuniting with his former teammate over there, Young. But honestly, I wanted John Mechie back. I thought he was a solid number 4 receiver. And it just opened up a hole now because now the Jets need to go after a wide receiver 2 and a wide receiver 4. You can bring back Greg Dortch as a wide receiver 4 who can also help you in kick returning and punt returning along with Isaiah Williams. There's Juju Smith-Schuster out there as a bigger bodied slot receiver. I don't think that one's going to do anything. Marquise Brown, Hollywood Brown, maybe, if that does anything. Ricardo puts in Mooney. I would love Darnell Mooney. And I think Dom C made a comment on X as well about bringing Darnell. That would be your solid number 2 receiver. And I think that would open up a ton of things as well about Garrett Wilson playing more in the slot, like an Amon-Ra St. Brown. Having AD Mitchell and Darnell Mooney on the outside, Isaiah Williams as your wide receiver 4. You can get me interested in that.
Fair enough. I mean, 3 million is nothing, but like at the same time, the kid dropped some balls. He got open, but he couldn't be relied on, and that's tough because like we have some guys that I'm confident in after the ball's in their hands, but I'm not so confident in it getting into their hands, like Ruckert, like Brees. Like I love when the ball's in their hands. It's getting it there. So like whatever. 3 million, hey, we'll spend it somewhere else. But a couple more signings we got to get through before we open up just the Q&A and shit. We teased this signing, and I want to get your full official thoughts on this one.
I like Nahshon Wright. I think he had a solid year this year. Yes, he was a Pro Bowler. I know that's not a big thing anymore when Shedeur Sanders is a Pro Bowler, but Nahshon Wright played damn well in a Chicago backfield that was solid last year. And if you look at the Chicago team, they basically lost all their secondary to this offseason. Nahshon Wright was a solid tackler. He's great in man coverage, solid in zone coverage, the big-bodied cornerback that Aaron Glenn loves in his defense as well. Somebody who's smart, is instinctive. I think he's going to be a very, very underrated signing. He was projected to sign for like a 3 to 4 year deal with more money attached to him. We got him for 1 year, 5.5. Like, that's a steal, in my opinion, for a guy who had a damn good year last year and who's still young too.
Ryan, I don't know if you know DKB, but if you don't, man, you got to hit him up at some point. He is he's cut from the same cloth as us, man, and he makes content as well. Actually, he's been making content since like COVID, pretty much. So check him out, guys. He's in the house. Maybe ask him some questions down there in the chat. We're about to get to some questions I have starred, but let's get through a few more sign. Dude, Nahshon Wright, man, I like it. I like that the way see, the thing is, like, most of our staff has experience coaching the secondary, most of it.
Mhm.
And now we're starting to get not just like players, but like players. So I like the way it's shaping up, I should say. We 2 months from now, it might look even better, and that has me geeked.
Mhm.
Let's get into some trenches. Got a couple guys here. What do you think of the former Bengal?
Um, j- the deal, I wasn't ready for the first move of legal tampering period to be this guy. So I was shocked about that one. I didn't hear much about him. I was thinking like an AJ Epinesa would have been a fun one. He's still a free agent out there. But Asai had 5 sacks last year. He's great in the run defense. Um, he's not going to give you too much on the pass rush, but with 5 sacks, it's an upgrade over what we had. He gives you a lot of rush ability or some rush ability. But again, powerful in the run defense, which the Jets lacked last year. And he can play edge. He can play out. He can drop back in coverage if you need him to. But he's high motor guy, and that's everything the defense on all defensive players that we got this free agency. They're all high motor guys, effort players. So that's the big thing about him. He's gonna fight for everything, and he's gonna make some big plays. And a lot of people are like, "Oh, it's just a Michael Clemens replacement." He's an upgrade. He's much better. He's a bigger bodied guy. He's strong and can actually set an edge. So solid player.
DKB chimes in. He says he think he could be more of a linebacker. He could break out in that role. Do you see that flexibility?
Yeah, I could definitely can. A lot of people were saying that the reason Asai didn't have a great career in Cincinnati was he was playing out of position. So being more of a 3-4 type of guy who can bounce back as a linebacker, I think might be beneficial for him. So honestly, put him in the right spot. I think Aaron Glenn can do that because we all know the Bengals defense last year was a mess and has been for a little while now. So Glenn sees something in him. So if he can be that type of linebacker, and the same thing with Kingsley and Egbare, he's a high motor guy too. And he was somebody I was excited to get. Only on a 1-year deal though. I thought he was going to get more, but he's somebody high motor guy, can do the same things as Joseph Asai as well, can get pressure, and again, damn good in the run game. So definitely beefing up this defensive line.
The run game has definitely been a focal point, improving wise, of their offseason plan. I think that's probably the biggest one that they targeted, and I think they're doing it well. Kingsley, another solid addition, like you said, maybe even cheaper than we all thought. But we got one more here. Let me get shit situated, and then Ryan, what do you think of Onyemata?
I like it. 33 years old, played with Glenn and Aaron in New Orleans. I loved hearing the comments he made to Aaron Glenn after the Falcons Jets game this year. He's another solid veteran on a defensive line that is young. He can talk with Tavondre Sweat and work with him. Juwan Briggs too. Harrison Phillips too, who's another great veteran who we've all forgotten at this point. He brings in a lot of support as a backup to Tavondre Sweat because he is a nose guard as well. Solid and great in the run game. Was one of the better run game defensive tackles last year. So I love the moves, and I love that we attacked the defense. I know we didn't spend as much. We had all this cap money and didn't spend it all and everything. Oh, well. I love the moves we did make. We made smart veteran moves and still added some youth to this team as well.
Yeah, actually, Boss Girl chimes in. She says, "Bingo, Ryan. All these signings are resetting the locker room and the nonstop effort. No more emo Brees. I'm sure we'll get to emo Brees at some point tonight." She said, "Don't play that with Demario, Asai, Omanyata, Minka, Gino. None of these guys are allegedly emo.
And I think a thing that proves that too is look at Harrison Phillips' comments at the end of the season about how the locker room was. Aaron Glenn's bringing his own guys in here. It's going to be a culture shock to some of these guys. Brees Hall, you moan and complain. Guess what? DeMario Davis will get in your face and will try to coach you up. We'll talk with you and stuff like that. But he doesn't take shit from players. So he's going to get people ready to go. And Jamie and Sherwood too. He's going to be all over Jamie and Sherwood to get him right. So that when he leaves here, if we keep Jamie and Sherwood, so he can be that leader that he was supposed to be after CJ Mosley left.
I am with you, brother. That might be most of the signings. I'm not gonna lie.
That was all of them, yeah.
Yeah. Let me just show you a stud. I don't know if you know this guy. Look how dapper he looks.
I love that he's back. So
Dude.
great to have him back in the green and white.
I don't know if you know this other stud.
Isn't that
This
supposed
is-
to be like a Brees Hall thing?
It's Emo Brees.
Yeah, emo Brees. I saw that. I'm like, what the hell?
I'm not gonna lie, guys. I teased this last week, and on this channel live, and then it came up on Twitter. Brees did another emo tweet, so I threw it in his comments, and he actually replied, as you guys see here, and he said that he might make it his profile pic. Now he didn't, bastard, but
commented back. That's a big thing.
he saw it. And I like to think that he laughed, but I also like to hope that he thinks, okay, maybe I do need to tone it down a little bit. But yeah, it was hilarious because he definitely had my phone on fire that day.
A little bit about oh my God, I can't. The picture, man. Crazy.
If you look real close to it's him.
It is him, yes.
It's crazy. Oh shit.
My God. I had to do a double
AI.
take the first time I saw it.
Dude, AI is insane. I used AI for this and they were on point.
Brees might get an extension after the draft. They're talking about picking up the conversation after the draft. Both sides apparently want to get the deal done.
So, okay. So I do have some comments I want to get to, but I want to, that leads to a good question that I have for you, because I typically do not trust the beat in their sources. I mean, most people don't, but the last couple weeks, I mean, you had Connor Hughes and Zach both spouting that the Jets are probably going to wind up with Geno Smith. The reasoning behind us not getting him on day one was that they expected us to wait for the league year to start and to go after him on the waivers or free agency or whatever. We wound up trading for him early, but long story short, Zach and Connor were pretty right. Now you have them saying this, what you just said, that the Jets are tabling the extension talks for now. We're going to finish free agency. We are going to finish the draft, and then we're going to pick them back up. So my question to you is not, did you hear that, but more so, do you believe that?
Yes. Connor Hughes and Rosenblatt, I think they're more in touch with what the Jets are doing. I think those two are some of the more trusted guys. Rich Cimini is right every now and again. I don't think he's one that's really in touch. I know him and Aaron Glenn go back and forth every now and again. But Connor Hughes, especially, I think knows what's going on inside, and he doesn't leak anything unless he's confident, in my opinion. So with the Geno stuff, I wasn't sure at first, but then it started picking up more steam, and I'm like, damn, he knew right away. He also knew about the Wink Martindale news. So he's somebody I do trust. And when he says something, I start listening and believe what he's saying.
Okay, so Matthew tends to think it'll be 3 for 46, and might I add that this is a hair more than Kenneth Walker III. And then from your channel, James chimes in. He says, Brees 18 million or 20 million, Ryan. If you had to forecast these negotiations picking back up in May, what kind of deal would you offer him?
God, the Kenneth Walker one really screwed us because I thought he was going to get like close to a 3-year deal with 15.3 million a year. I think it's gonna be closer to 16 mil, and I'd be willing to do it because he's only 24. And if we do bring a young quarterback in, whether it's Ty Simpson, Drew Allar, or if we wait till next year, then you're setting him up coming in here with a legit running back, a solid tight end in Mason Taylor, who you're going to get to evaluate more this year, Garrett Wilson, A.D. Mitchell if he takes a step forward, and whoever you draft as receiver. So you're setting him up with weapons and a solid offensive line. So Aaron Glenn and Muji love Brees. I don't know if Brees wants to be here, but apparently what I'm hearing from Hughes and Rosenblatt is that Brees does want to be here, that he wants to get a deal done. So I think it's going to end up being he's going to get more than Kenneth Walker. I think he's going to get 3 years, probably like $16.12 million. I know it's going to be a little bit of an overpay, but we're going to get him here. And I think we're going to structure the contract in a way where it might be more front loaded because of all the draft capital we do have, and then be easier to get rid of after year 2 if needed.
I don't disagree. Honestly, I would love us to play for 6 weeks and then go to the table, but some players don't like that, man. And that's probably not good faith, is making him play, and try to sign a deal mid-season. But at the same time, like 3 for 48, that's a lot. On the other hand, he's getting what, 15 million, 14 million this year guaranteed. If you can get him struck to a deal in May, that 15 million just goes toward, like, it offsets a lot of that franchise tag. So maybe it is better to just give him a deal now and not pay him 14-year guaranteed year. Like,
Yeah.
that's not good. But at the same time, like, some in the chat, they're all over the place. Some say 30 million guaranteed. Others say 3 for damn near 50, like you said. Others, Kel, he says Brees quietly wants out, trade him, and make the league overpay for his services. Charles says, let's not extend a malcontent injured.
Nope. Malcontent injured running back. He 1,000-yard running back this year. I understand he does get dinged up and everything, but he I don't know. Yet he's a solid running back. When he's healthy and he's on, he's a good running back. Damn good running back.
I will say that's not my take, but what I will add is that I don't think it's his fault in a lot of ways. Like, I do think that they could have used him better for him. Not, I think that he has faults, and I think they don't always treat him like he does. But this year, if they could be more wise about their usage of him and shy away from him when it's not working, I think that it could be a win-win and make him worth the money. I just don't like the ramming him up the middle, and then all of a sudden he has games where it's like 12 carries for 20 yards and it just looks so bad. Get him the ball.
Place. Get him the ball and passing downs and stuff like that. Throw him the ball. Get him out in space. That's where he's at his best.
Yeah, I'm 100% there. It's just I'm tired of expecting the Jets to use players the right way. So I just lean to where, like, all right, just trade him. But dude, if you can use him right, and dude, new staff, Reich, Musgrave, all them guys, I have more faith in than I did the last regime. So I'm not going to be in a soapbox to trade him like I was last year. I'm going to just wait it out. Wait it out. But the emo tweets, I will never stop joking about.
And I hope you don't. It's so funny.
If he doesn't make that his profile pic, I might have to.
Reese, if you're listening, make that your profile pic. We know you're
Yes.
watching.
Facts. All right, we hit those. We're both under 40, but I do want to see if you have any thoughts about a legend, a New York Jets
Ugh.
legend, passing away this week. Is there anything you'd like to speak on about this Jet that played in Super Bowl III?
It just sucks because anytime you see a legend for the team and everything that this guy did for the team and off the field, on and off the field, it just sucks to see one of your own gone. And he's in a better place now. And I feel my prayers go out to the family. But again, it just sucks when you see one of your own go. Like even my dad and I were talking, he was shocked. Like he was very shocked about this one. So it just sucks. Like I hate when you get news like this.
It sucks. It sucks especially because like only one person on planet Earth scored a touchdown for the Jets in the Super Bowl.
And it was this guy.
That was this guy. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So shout out to him, his family. Thoughts and prayers go out to him for sure. First Jets player to win the Rookie of the Year. Awesome, man. Fourth most rushing yards in Jets history. I'll tell you, man, if Breece Hall runs this year for us in 17 games, he is going to be climbing that list. So, Snell was a good one, man, and we lost a good one this week. So, shout out to him, his family, and the Jets world, man. We all suffered this one because, dude, last year has been so bad for us, man. Like mangled, Snell, Sanchez, Darren Lee. Like, just when does it stop? Let me ask you this: like, is the next thing to happen going to be the Bob Saleh Titans winning it all?
Oh my God! If that happens, I don't know what I would do. Like next year, Jermaine Johnson has 15 sacks and like is it Pro Bowler MVP up there for MVP and stuff like that.
Dude, we've been Jets fans long enough to where like, watch, we're gonna have a decent year. We're gonna be like 8-5, chasing the playoffs, and the Titans will knock us out or some shit.
Yeah, it'll come down to a tiebreaker, and they'll just edge us out by a point or two.
Matthew Smith, I'm sure, is thinking they're going to win it all with Cam Ward, I'm sure, knowing Matthew. But yeah, man, we got Jets over there like
they got
crazy.
Mitchell Trubisky, man. They got Mitchell Trubisky over there. You got to watch out for him.
Facts. They cut Ladarius Sneed today.
I saw that.
How long do you think before we hear that they've traded for DJ Reed?
Ooh. I would give it a week. Give it a week. I think it's going to be sooner that we hear that the Chiefs signed L'Jarius Sneed and Tyreek Hill in the same day.
Hey, man, let's let those prices come down hour by hour. And hey, I'm not opposed. All right, so we got to emo Breece, we got to Snell. Let's see. Oh, you know what? Let's do this. I have some questions, but you know what? Let me get to the questions first because I do want to get to the depth chart before I let you go. Let's see. Okay, Charles B chimes in. He says he sees Gino lurking in the corner, and I think he means down here. Awesome. Glad you saw that. Boss Girl chimes in. She says, do you think, Ryan, that Muji is waiting to see if the Juwan Jennings price will drop?
I think he is because Juwan Jennings does make sense for this offense. He's a solid blocker. He gets open. He had 9 touchdowns last year for the 49ers. He's a red zone threat. He gets open. He makes sense for the team. I think you just got to strike though, because you got the Chargers lurking. I've seen rumors about them being interested. You got the Colts lurking, like with the opening with Pittman now. I think you got to strike while the iron's hot, because if he goes, the best option for the Jets, I'm not taking Tyreek Hill. I don't want the locker room headache and coming off a nasty leg injury. Brandon Cook's injury prone. The guy Stephon Diggs locker room issue. You're looking at like a player like Hollywood Brown as your slot receiver, which I wouldn't mind, but he's not what he used to be. Or Juju Smith-Schuster as a bigger slot guy. I think Juwan Jennings, if you want a veteran receiver as your wide receiver number 2 to complement Garrett Wilson, you got to get him now, I think. I understand you wanted the prices to drop, but he's going to go to one of these teams one team is going to sneak up and get him. And I'm just hoping it's not the Patriots, because they still do have a lot of money.
Now, I do think that this guy I'm about to mention is a bit washed, but I just wanted to remind people that he made $5 million last year. Ryan, would you kick the tires on DeAndre Hopkins?
No. I'd let it go. I'd rather get something younger for my receivers. And I think bringing Hopkins in at this late in the stage would be very similar to when Rex Ryan brought in Derek Mason, and that didn't really help out much. Or when he brought in Ed Reed in the defensive backcourt and he was washed. I like D-Hop. I think it would be great of him if he went back to Houston and retired a Texan. But I don't think I would sign him. I'd rather go for a Juwan Jennings or wide receiver number 4 like Greg Dortch, who's out there.
Would you go? Okay, just to add some names. Okay, can I rapid fire and you say yes or no?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, all right. Debo.
No.
You know what? I'm going to get the chat on this too. Let me bring them out on the screen. Let us know what you think of Debo, and then I'm going to keep going. Christian Kirk.
Yes, as a slot option. I understand the injuries, but as a slot option, I think he's an upgrade over Mechie.
Tutu Atwell.
He signed with the Dolphins.
Okay. We talked Hollywood Brown. Adam Thielen.
Similar to D-Hop now.
Okay. Stephon Diggs.
No.
You sure?
Positive.
Okay. Josh Reynolds.
No.
Okay. Scrolling down this list, man. Yeah, not Rondale Moore. Braxton Berrios.
Yes. He's a good locker room guy. I'd bring him back solid as a kick returner, punt returner too with Isaiah Williams.
Juju you talked about, but just to reiterate.
Juju could be a bigger slot. He's also a solid blocker. I would bring him in because I think he complements Garrett very well and would be a solid wide receiver 4.
Okay. Brandon Cooks.
Too many concussions. Always injured.
I'm with you. He is a little long in the tooth as well. Tyler Johnson.
Honestly, I would bring him back. I did like Tyler Johnson. I thought he would. I wouldn't be opposed to bringing him back.
And I'm running out of scrolling here. Yeah, no one else I even. Quadri Ishmael? What? That's not Rocket Ismail, I'll tell you that. But yeah, thin, man. I think you got to draft one.
Oh
It
yeah.
doesn't even. Let me ask you this: does it have to be a wide receiver, or could, if the tight end is good enough, could you say to yourself, AD as a number 2 is fine with me?
Yeah, I could. I really wanted the Jets to go after Chigakonkwa, who went to the Commanders, but I will also not be opposed if, let's say, a Sadiq falls at 16. I would take Kenyon
What
Sadiq because he's a monster run or he's a monster blocker, and you could put him in a bigger slot. And he's solid as a receiver.
What about like a Jonnu Smith?
I would take him. We have the Pittsburgh Steelers tight end coach as our tight ends coach now, so I would take him. He knows him.
Do you know the story with Goddard? Because I was working
Dallas
construction.
Goedert's still not signed. I
I
don't
think
get.
that no,
Oh,
I
they haven't released him yet because his contract I think is up Sunday or something. Like that's when they're gonna officially release him.
I was on a boom lift today, but I got that alert and I didn't get to read it all. But I do think that he's not signed because he's not released yet. But it does sound like they are releasing him. They just want to have it convert a certain way, so they have to string it out like this. Is that a call you're willing to make as soon as the minute strikes?
I would. I think the veteran leadership in there. I think he's still got a little bit left in the tank. It would be a similar situation to what the Commanders did, bringing in. Oh God, what's his name? Zach Ertz helps out a young tight end room, and helps out a young QB. Also, I'm seeing the chat. Ricardo, I would Darnell Mooney would be my number 1 guy. Jalen Tolbert got signed by the Dolphins, I believe, as well. DKB. So Brian Thomas Jr., it's not looking like the Jaguars are going to be trading him, with rumors coming out today. So very thin. The one wide receiver I'm going to tell you to watch right now is Marvin Harrison Jr. Watch out for him to possibly be traded.
You know why I like that, Ryan? I like that because I think that the world needs a Manning to pass it to a Harrison again.
That would be great. There's 2 receivers I think are going to get traded, and I think they could be options for the Jets. One is Marvin Harrison Jr. I would love Brian Thomas Jr., but I don't know if that one's going to happen. Marvin Harrison Jr. is an interesting one. Jordan Addison from the Vikings, too. I think he'd be a solid number 2 option here. I know that he has off-the-field issues, but
Right.
the talent, you can't pass that up. That's really good talent there.
And I do feel like last year they kind of wanted, they were playing it safe. Do you think that there's enough good character on this team to insulate one bad apple?
Oh, yeah. Demario Davis and Minka going after him. Harrison Phillips, I think, as well. You have core leaders in that room now to organize the troops and get them ready to go. So I think having that leadership in there, it reminds me of like the Pittsburgh Steelers years ago with AB in the locker room. You never heard a peep coming out of that locker room because of the leadership. Cam Hayward. They had all of these people in there that were solid leaders. They had Tomlin as the head coach who ran a very tight ship. You never heard a peep. And then when he goes to the Raiders, that's when you start seeing the crazy AB and stuff like that because they didn't have leaders there. The Jets now have leadership in that locker room that's going to keep things under wrap and keep people in check.
I like that. And that's what I was hoping you would say. I do feel like it's getting that way, So if they don't take a stab on something like that, like a Tyreek or an Addison or, a Brian Thomas Jr., I think has warts as well. If they don't this year, then next year they could. Kel chimes in from the Jets ward. He says, can we shock the world and get AJ Brown?
No, I think he's either a Patriot or the Rams are apparently going hard for him. And I cannot imagine a wide receiver room of AJ Brown, Devontae Adams, and Puka Nacua. That would be terrifying.
That would. The Rams are all in, though. Let's face it.
Yeah. This is our
They're
last
all
chance. I don't think Stafford comes back after next year.
I don't either. So it wouldn't shock me. But also, like, if you trade for AJ Brown with this contract the current way it is, you are an idiot. So you better get, like we got with Gino, you better get the Eagles to pay all that shit on the back end, because bro has like 50 million in a void year sitting just ready to kill you. But all right, what Boss Girl chimes in and she says, what do you think Marvin Harrison would cost in a trade?
I think it would cost one of your second round picks and possibly future middle round picks as well. Maybe throw in a player that they would need, throw in a Jamie Sherwood, throw in something, Harrison Phillips maybe as well.
Do you think
Because
two twos gets it done?
yeah, I think it does. Especially with a new coach over there, you don't know how he feels about him. Don't know if he fits his system. With the emergence of Wilson over there as well, so you don't. I don't know. There's been rumors that Michael Wilson, or not Michael Wilson, Marvin Harrison Jr. could get traded. Not as loud as the Brian Thomas Jr. rumors, but again, you never know what Muji is cooking up with on the trade market.
Let me propose a trade and you say whether you would accept it or not. I'm the Cardinals and I call you and I say you can have Marvin Harrison, but I want 44. I want your 2027 2, and I want Will McDonald.
I would do it. I'd give up Will McDonald because he's a Bryce Huff. He's only solid on third down. He's not good in the run defense. So I think you'd have to give a pick as well, maybe a later round pick. But I would give up 2 twos and Will McDonald to get Marvin Harrison Jr., who could come in, be a solid young wide receiver 2, putting A.D. Mitchell at solid wide receiver 3, Isaiah Williams as your gadget guy. I could get behind that.
Yeah. And you know, Marvin, I don't know if you know this, but Marvin's dad knows Arch Manning's uncle.
Yeah. Dude, a small world, right?
DKB chimes in. He says, "Is he worth that much? Isn't he kind of like the Breece Hall of wide receivers, except he hasn't had a breakout year?"
Gannon wasn't a good head coach. The whole system over there was flawed. Kyler Murray's hurt all the time. The quarterback play that they did get was not great. And when Jacoby Brissett did come in, Marvin Harrison did look better. He's a solid red zone threat, big-bodied receiver who can get it, go up and get it. So, honestly, I think with how young he is too and the upside, put him in a right situation, he can flourish. So, I think that he is unproven, but a lot of the teams do risk it for those younger players.
I think that the Cards would be stupid to answer the phone, so don't talk to me like about too much to give up for him. I think they'd be stupid to trade him. Maybe that's a hot take, but how do you attract a guy? You know, I don't know, man. If they reallocate the resources to replace him, sure, but at that point, like, whatever.
I agree with you. I think it would be very stupid to trade him, but I don't know.
But he's also he's underachieved. Let's face it. He's underachieved. They drafted him, what, 4th overall?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he's underachieved. All right. DKB chiming in earlier. He says, how we feeling about the re-signings? Not needle movers, but quality return options.
I'm happy with the re-signings. I think it's quality depth at positions that we need it, especially on the O-line. I really think the versatility that Mitchell and Xavier Newman bring, playing multiple positions, and Chuck Okorafor as a swing tackle, I think it's great.
And just to answer as well, like looking ahead at our roster, and I don't even look at 2026 per se, but like 2027 even. Looking ahead at it prior to this week, there was like five names I recognized in 2027. In 2026, there was like 20 or 30 guys, but three-quarters of them were $1 million guys or less. Like we had no roster. So
Yeah.
the fact that you can't replace 45 guys all from outside the building. So if they bring back 10, and I don't, maybe they still are, but like it might not be 10 yet, but like anyone you can retain that's already here is a guy that you don't have to go and recruit, right? And yeah, I'm fine with most of them. I think if I had to say my favorite retention, if you have one, feel free. And I'm talking about guys who were here last year, expiring deals, but we brought back. So the Mitchells, the Newmans, the Chucks, the Becks. Um, who else? I mean, Beck's leading the way for me.
Jelani Woods, but quality depth at tight end. I think Beck's my favorite one because what he brought to the offense anyway, blocking and receiver wise. So
Mhm.
I think he brought much more.
Let me ask you this, DKB coming in with some great questions. Appreciate you, DKB. You know how good questions can stoke a live stream. Appreciate you, brother. He says, does the new coaching staff add a development multiplier, if you will, at any positions? Does he mean on the staff or as a player?
If it's a player, the one sneaky player that I can think about in the draft is a developmental player, DeMonte Capehart. It's from Clemson. It seems like they are interested. We had coaches down at the Clemson Pro Day. Our coaches have been talking with him, focused on him. He's someone who is a big-bodied guy on the defensive line, but quick. He is fast. So he can play inside. He can play over the nose. He can play on the outside if you need him to. That's somebody that you could look at. On the coaching staff, I don't think so. I think the coaching staff is solid as is.
Yeah, and he probably meant at player wise, but I mean we're in mid March, so I doubt he meant staff. But he did chime in and said Beck's probably his best as well. Cisco the worst, and I forgot to have it because it happened so recent. I didn't have him as my graphic, but Cisco, I don't know, man. I don't know if he's my worst.
He's not my
I'm
I
not.
think it's actually a solid one.
I think we need to see more of him. I like he had years if he matched his best years this year, it's not going to be the best. It might be the best out of all of them if he matches his ceiling. His floor obviously is not playing at all. And he didn't play good in September last year either. But dude, he has it in him, and we have a staff that can coach it out of him. So like, I don't know. I'm not big on Newman and Mitchell and Chuck. I'm saving. I don't know. But Newman and Mitchell I've seen for years, man. And like at some point the lights got to flick on.
There's
Am I
players
being
that are
too harsh?
No, I think you're right. Like, but that's why they're depth. They've been here. They know they're gonna know the system and stuff like that. So if they get that chance, they do have starting ability. And with Xavier Newman, when he got the starting ability at guard, he actually looked okay. He wasn't bad. Now, if he's your starting guy for a year, you're in trouble. But Max Mitchell starting for a game or two, he could get it done. It might not be pretty, but he could do it.
He also might just be our jumbo 6-man, like, and that's fine too. Like that makes it worth keeping him if we just bring him in at the goal line, you know.
Give goal
fine
line.
by
Put
me.
Tavondre Sweating at goal line. Give him the ball.
Well, Yeah. Yeah, or Jelani Woods, have him there too. Like that
Yeah.
guy doesn't even get out there. It's, come on, man. Shit or get off the pot. He did mean coaching, but he meant like, or is anyone on the staff going to be a development multiplier? Who can get the most out of their clay kind of thing.
I'm really high on Bowling, the linebackers coach that we brought in from Texans. He taking from a staff that's successful like they were, especially in the linebacker room. I'm really, really excited about. Bowling is a young guy who's been with the Texans staff for a little while now, working with those guys, getting them coached up and everything. I'm really happy to see that next step that he takes. Also, Seth Ryan as well. I'm really pumped about that one. Designing the pass game, working with our receivers to help them get better. So pumped about that
Agreed.
one.
I don't know Bowling as much, but Seth Ryan for sure. I'm intrigued about. I don't know if he'll be a multiplier. If he is, I think that can drastically accelerate the rebuild. Um, I think you have to. I mean, it's a lazy take, but you have to mention Dunbar,
Oh
for
yeah,
sure.
Dunbar.
Like,
How could
I
I
mean, you
forget?
have to. Nah, I mean that's the easy answer. I'll just throw that out there. I kind of want to see Musgrave, man. Like,
Oh yeah.
we need to give him something to work with, though. I mean, Gino is something to work with, but can we give him more to work with? Like, let's throw a vet at him, a young gun at him, and like a reclamation project, all three. And let's see if he doesn't have to get all three to be multiplied, just multiply one, you know? Um, that to me is a job well done. Dude has 2 decades of experience. Reich also, but like Musgrave, I think might be one of the best quarterback coaches we've had in decades.
Oh yeah.
So let's go, man. Show us that you are not going to be, susceptible to the saturated with the Jets, that we've seen so many times.
DKB comes up with a great one. Hayden was awesome last year with what he did with that offensive line as a tight ends coach coming over. I really liked it. I thought it was great. I will say one thing though. Two coaches that I think should have been gone. Jefferson, the wide receivers coach, I think he should have been gone. I think we only kept him because Garrett Wilson likes him. And McKissick, the running back coach, I would have been so excited if we brought in Deuce Staley as a running back coach who worked under Reich as well. I would have been pumped for that one. Or even
That
like
was
a
an
run
option.
or even a run game coordinator like Kevin Mawai worked under Frank Reich as well. So that could have been fun. Wide receivers coaches, there could have been a good amount of them that you could have gone after that I think would have been beneficial. But Jefferson, Wilson likes him. So there's that. But
And maybe like, I mean, we had glaring holes on the staff. Maybe we can just bring that floor up this year, and then next year, kind of tweak the Jeffersons of the world, and the get. Maybe you can recruit a Deuce Staley next year, not him specifically, but like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can't be a 3-win team and replacing the whole staff is all.
right.
Um, but I'm with you though. Jefferson, is his message getting stale? I don't know. But what I will say is I'm very happy that Alan Lazard isn't the one receiving the message.
Oh yeah.
Uh, like that's a new. What I'm trying to say is like that's a new room for the most part. A.D. Mitchell, Arian Smith still fairly young. Garrett was hurt most of last year, so like they get a do over. It's not the same guys who were with Jefferson 2 to 3 years ago. So we'll see. But I, I'm with you. I wonder if any of those that you mentioned are here next year.
Underrated one too. Slowick on the defensive side of the ball. Excited to see him working.
Let me clean this up. I want to get another one here on the table for you. Charles says, "Where is Brees on the all-time Jets running back list?" And I have that info. Let's see. We can look at it together, Ryan, and I want to get your thoughts on where he could potentially wind up. Here he is, right around 3,400. With a good year, where could he climb to?
Gosh. With a good year, I think with a good year, I really think he could get up to where Bilal Powell is. Like, if he has continuously good years, I think
Well,
Brees
now-
Hall is better than Sean Green and stuff like that. I think he's.
Look in the yellow though. He's
Oh,
at
yeah,
34.
Okay.
Yeah.
God.
He can climb that
He's
fast.
another. If he's another 1,000-yard receiver, he's going right past Riggins. He's going right past Hector Snell. He would be a number 4. Oh my God.
1 year, and he can surpass, rest in peace, Matt Snell.
Oh my gosh.
Charles, good question. I thought he could get to top 5, but Ryan's right. He can get into the 4 spot. And if he sticks around, he can start climbing into that top 3.
If he sticks around and he's a Jet for a majority of his career, could he surpass Curtis Martin's one of my favorite all-time Jets. I would hate to see Brees Hall get past him. Because Curtis Martin was a great guy on and off the field. Brees Hall has that mope to him that kind of annoys me, and the tweets annoy me. I do like Brees Hall a lot, but oh man, one good year and he becomes number 4. Damn.
Yeah.
That's insane.
And that is. Chat, what do you think of this? Where does Brees ultimately wind up? I mean, hell, he might stay at 12 for all we know. He might be at 12 forever. Or if he's here till the trade deadline, he could be somewhere in the middle there, 6 maybe.
Matthew does make a good point. If Brees does surpass Martin, I won't be complaining because it's helping out the team. But little part of me, Curtis Martin, I love Curtis Martin, my favorite player.
Yeah, facts. My number 1, actually. Like, yeah, that's core memory. But also, like, he had 10,000 yards in 7 seasons,
Yes.
8 seasons.
And imagine if the injury didn't happen, that he would have had so many more good years with the Jets.
Is this the yards for as a Jet, or is this the yards you had your whole career? I'm starting to wonder because it says Curtis Martin 123 games. I don't know how many years that is. That's probably 8 years.
Yeah.
7 years. Yeah.
Curtis Martin was never good. Yeah, you're cut off.
Yeah. No, not at all, man. Not at all, man.
Curtis Martin.
You know what?
Oh man, fantastic.
Brees Hall.
I wish you got to see him.
Brees Hall, I think, gets such a kick in the face by me because I hold him up to the Curtis Martin standard. I'm not gonna lie. Like
EKB makes a good point too. I'm shocked Chris Ivory's not on there.
You know what? Good point. Let me see if I have the rest of the list just to see kind of where
I'm sure
he
Chris
might
Ivory's
be.
like got to be in the top 15.
Let's see. Jets all time rushing. Here we go. Yeah, dude, Ivory might be like next to Martin. Ivory was probably my next favorite running back. I also think that he should have done even better here. I think Sean Green should have done better here. But I still love both those guys.
Bilal Powell too. I'm glad Bilal Powell's up there.
Okay, so after Brees, 400 yards down, we have Brad Baxter. Okay. We have Scott Durking from the 70s. Then Chris Ivory, 15. And he's at 2,700 yards.
If he was here longer, not being being with the Saints, never getting to play, I'm glad the Jets got to take him for the short time that we did have him. everything. That was great.
Matthew bringing the facts, man. Matthew, I want your thoughts. You're a Cam Ward truther, self-proclaimed. What do you think of the Tennessee Titans this year with Bob Sala, Jermaine Johnson, Solomon Thomas, all them guys? What do you think? Is Sala going to be able to do it now that he has Cam Ward, or is it going to be Zach Wilson part 2? You know, I wish Sala. I'm sorry, Matthew, ahead of time. I wish Sala was doing all this, and he had like a 15th best passer. That I think would be fun to see. Can Cam Ward get there? Maybe. What do you think?
Was that a question to Matt?
Yeah, but it's also you, Ryan. Like that's been the kryptonite for Sala is bad passing. Now he has Cam Ward. Should Sala be confident, or should he be in the back of his mind thinking, "Oh my God, what am I doing?"
No, I think he should be confident because he's got a legit offensive coordinator in Brian Dable, who has had success with quarterbacks. Bringing in Dable, I think, was the best move he could have done.
He wants Styles at 4. Matthew does. Do you think Ward's a top 10 quarterback, Ryan?
No. I think I like Ward. I think Dable's definitely going to help him, but top 10, no. No, I don't think he's a top 10 quarterback. Top 15, fair. Maybe.
On a good day, yes.
Yeah. I think he's going to take a step this year, but there's still a lot to do. I don't like the Titans offensive line. I think they struggle there. They got rid of Lloyd Cushenberry, who's still a free agent. So they reworked their offensive line. It's still not great. Their running back too. They don't know there's Jeremiah Love they might take. Tony Pollard's still there, or do you cut him? You just lost your tight end.
I mean, what are you doing at corner? You just cut Snead. But I mean, I will say Snead has had 2 years injured, 2 years poor performance. So but also what are they doing at CB?
They revamped their cornerback room. Alante Taylor they got from the Saints. They gave him a monster contract. I believe they brought in other cornerbacks as well, who's pretty solid. So their cornerback room, their defense is going to be good. Their defense is going to be very, very good. But I'm worried about that offensive line. That's what I'm worried about. The weapons that he has as well. You got Wandale Moore, who was solid. But Calvin Ridley, do you keep him? The contract is pretty rough for Calvin Ridley right now. Who's your tight end? That's another question you got to have. So there's still holes that they need to fill. And by filling them with ex-Jets players, I don't think that's going to help. So, but they have definitely improved, especially on the defensive side of the ball. But offensively, there's still some major question marks that they have.
I am with you. I didn't know about those CB signings. That's pretty cool. One thing I need to do is start looking at the signings other teams have made, man, because we've made so many that I've been focused on that. I do want to get. I don't know how long do I have you, Ryan?
I can stay on for probably 10 more minutes, 10, 15 more minutes.
All right, let's get to the depth chart, but by me, I got to run a 30-second errand. What I want to do is I want to see if you, because we hit on this earlier, I want to see if you can reiterate this question from DKB, and then we can hit the depth chart here in 1 second. I'll get you out of here.
Okay. Sounds good. DKB, this is a great question. Post free agency, can Jets go best player available, or do we still need to target specific positions in the first round? I think we still target positions. I think Arvell Reese, we need a big-time edge rusher and linebacker, and I think Arvell Reese is so versatile that I think fits that need. Wide receiver 2 is a major need as well. So I think we target the Arvell Reese and Tyson in the first round. But after that, I think it's best player available. you see the best quarterback available, you're probably going to go if Simpson falls, or if you like Simpson a lot and want to trade up for him, I think you do that. But after the first round, I think it's specific positions and then best player available afterwards. I really like I think that's what they do, because the Jets filled a lot of depth pieces and filled a lot of positions. Linebacker's another one. So let's say you go Arvell Reese, Jordan Tyson, and then maybe an Anthony Hill Jr. And at 33, then you go best player available after that. That's the way I think it could go. But I think it's specific positions that you go for in the first 2 rounds, unless things change. Let's say we do sign Juwan Jennings, then Arvell Reese 1, then you go best player available. Hell, if you think Ty Simpson's the best player available at 16, you go for him. I wouldn't do that. But let's say your favorite guy's Kenyon Sadiq falls. I would take him in a heartbeat. Or let's say you see Downs start falling. Trade up for him. I would trade up for a Caleb Downs if he fell past the Bengals. Then you have to consider trying to go get him, because I think he falls to 9 at the Bengals or wherever the Bengals are picking. But Downs, that's
10.
an elite talent right there. 10.
9 Chiefs, 10 Bengals.
I think it ends up being Sadiq goes at 9 to the Chiefs, and Downs goes to the Bengals.
I heard most of that. I do want to say DKB, like we did touch on this earlier, but like we are getting to a point as these signings are made, and might I add, there's very few things that Muji has done that I can be critical on so far. Because even if I slightly didn't like the player, I like the value of it. I think he is on point right now. I think he's turning over every rock. He's done 3 trades in the last week. Like, who thought that was going to be the case? Who thought heading into legal tampering that we would be making 3 trades? That's awesome. Then all the signings he's made, he's clearly had a target of fixing the defense. He is giving himself flexibility on draft day. You know that Reese is being added, most likely. I think that probably improves the D enough. But then you can take it over the top, or you can bring the floor up. Hell, you can bring the ceiling up on the offense as well on day 2. Like, you could literally, what I'm trying to say is he's given himself flexibility to go any number of routes to improve this team and take it the next step. Whether it be a tight end that, is probably a luxury pick, but will pay dividends in the passing game. You could go wide receiver, which obviously is a need. But I mean, not a glaring need, but a need, depending on what you think of A.D. Mitchell and Arian Smith and, all that jazz. He could go CB and just really make a strong back end to a strong front 7. Like, it's nice to have a strong front 7, but if your back end is, so you could go that route. You can add youth and safety. The safety room, or the safety prospect list, is insane. How do you not leave the top 100 without one of those? Like, you have to, man. Historic safety draft. You can get a linebacker to back up Demario Davis and Sherwood, who God knows how long he'll be here. All of a sudden, that room could fall apart on us. Like, but you don't have to do any of this stuff. It's all what you can do. Now, if you asked me a couple weeks ago, I think that I had a clear cut. He has to do this, this, and this, or he's screwed. Now it's not the case. It's more so like forward thinking, and like he knows Demario and how long that guy wants to play. He knows if he's keeping Sherwood. He knows what he thinks of A.D. Mitchell. He knows, you know what I mean? Like, he can tinker it. But now I see like 8. If it was a flow chart, man, he has like 8 different routes he can go, at least.
And in all honesty, too, I like that. Like, there's so many things the New York Jets could do. like bringing up a conversation of like, is it going to be Arvel Reese or even Sonny Styles now? Sonny Styles, a lot of people are naming him the best player in the draft at this point, based on what they saw at Ohio State, based on what they saw at the Combine. Like if the Jets decided to take him at 2, I could understand it because of what he's done. I love Arvel Reese because of all the versatility. They had him playing off-ball linebacker. They had him playing edge rusher. They had him playing outside linebacker. They had him playing slot cornerback. Like he was everywhere. That I love the versatility, and I think he can become a damn good player. But if they drafted Sonny Styles, I wouldn't be mad because of what he can bring to that team too, and the leadership quality he has. The one player I've been lightening up on is Bailey, just because I think he's similar to Will McDonald. Not great in the run game, but like great as a pass rusher. Best pass rusher probably in the draft. I think I like Ruben Bain more than Bailey, but
Is it the bicycle shorts?
it's the bicycle shorts. Damn right.
Yeah.
I think Bailey fits the defense, a 3-4 defense concept better than what Bailey would do here. Because I think you could put Bailey or a Bain out there for all the plays, first through third down, first through fourth if they needed it. Bailey, I think you specific for just passing downs, similar to Will McDonald.
What do you shit? We got to get to the depth chart. But one last one here from DK, who's spitting fire tonight. He says 2 Styles, 16 Sadiq Vega. Hey, you already sold me, DK. 33 best safety, 44 Skylar Bell. Is that Chris Bell? Is there a Skylar Bell?
Skylar Bell.
Okay,
There's
right.
Chris Bell, but Chris Bell was injured. That
He was.
Skylar Bell from Connecticut has opened up a lot of people's eyes too.
What do you think of the Styles at 2 though, and then still coming away with all that?
I wouldn't mind. I would take Styles at 2. I think then at 16, if Sadiq's there, I would take him. I think I would. At 33, it would either taking Emmanuel Pregnon or I would take the best available edge rusher that they have there. And then at 44, I'm either taking Chris Brazzell, the wide receiver, Elijah Surratt, or who's the guy from USC that's been jumping up draft boards. I forget what his name is.
But those though.
Or Malachi Field. Those would be the receivers I would target for them.
I love Surratt. Pregnon, you can get me behind as well. Sadiq, obviously, I love. Styles at 2, I think will blow the minds of everybody on draft night. And guess what? I'm here for it. Why not?
I am too.
Let's do it.
If he's picked 2, he's going to shock a lot of people. But I'm sure all Jets fans would be understanding why. Because he can also play outside linebacker and rush the passer too. So he can do just as much havoc anywhere on the field.
I am with you. Okay. So the final segment, and bro, you got 11 over there watching in the Jets ward.
Hell yeah.
Appreciate you guys, man. Spike the like over there for sure. Check us out over in the Danger Zone. Guys, if you're here in the Danger Zone, check out the Jets where I shared both links. So hopefully, I mean, Ryan's been on, you guys know him, but still, if you're new watching, hit us both up. Do you like these collabs we do? Would you rather see us separate, never to speak to each other ever again? Tell us.
Just sitting in one corner, you sit in the other corner.
All right, let me share this depth chart. This won't take us long, but let's start with the easy thing. Let's start with the offense. What I want to ask you is whether you think it's better than it was, I don't know, December last year. That's not fair. Did we improve this offense with as little changes as we've made?
Yes. You got a quarterback that can get the receivers the ball. So definitely upgraded there. The offensive line, you upgraded based on per PFF. You upgraded at left guard. with Parham. Honestly, with those moves, yeah, you're going to have a functioning offense. Protect Geno. He's going to get the ball to Garrett Wilson. He's going to get the ball to AD Mitchell. Mason Taylor comes back right. You got yourself a damn good offense here.
Another thing that should be an orange. Orange is just the additions, but like everybody keys on those. But like you got to think of like the guys that were rookies going into year 2.
Mm-hmm.
They are addition. You might as well call them additions because Mason Taylor is a rookie. I mean, come on, man. Like Mason Taylor is a sophomore. I think it'll be way better.
Mm-hmm.
Also, think Membu will be even better.
Oh yeah.
Assuming health. I mean, we got to keep these guys healthy like we did last year. But if they are, they should be better. They all played together except Parham, however you want to call it. Like I would prefer this offense, but I also think that it's only going to get like I think it's going to change a lot. There's going to be a lot more orange on here soon.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
There
yeah.
is, and if we can say it's better now, that's a great sign, right?
Oh yeah, like definitely wide receiver 2. You're going to see a rookie there, or you're going to see a trade come in for a big time receiver. I don't think Muji's done making trades. I really don't. So I wouldn't be shocked if we see something in the next week or something like that.
One of us needed to say pause, but I don't even remember who it was at this point. But someone we can get behind. I think we said. Shit. DK, you're the man. Yeah, we got to get you and DKB linked up. I promise you, it'll be worth it, man. All right, because he knows, like, you kill me with the college info. Like I don't know it anywhere. Like I know Oregon, but outside of that, you kill me. He does the same thing. He kills me with it. He knows all about it. So I think you guys would be a lot like you and Anthony together. So again, slide into his DMs.
Hell yeah.
Pause. All right. All right, moving along. I think I know this answer, but it's pretty nice to see it all on one graphic. We hit all these guys individually throughout the first 2 hours, guys. If you're running late, just know that we talked about all these guys, and you can thumb through it and wait till you see the graphic on the screen and stop there, and then you'll know we're talking about that guy. But now we're talking about the whole thing in its totality. What do you think, man? Is this a better team? You know what? Let's do this. Is it a better team than week 1 last year? Because then that includes Quinnen. That includes Sauce. But I'll give you the draft. You can factor in we have draft picks to use still.
Is it better than that? I'm going to factor in the draft picks. I'm going to say yes. And the only reason is because of the draft picks. The one thing I would change here, I think Onyemata is going to be behind Sweat and Briggs is going to be the defensive tackle because he's going to be the other guy on the line. I think the starters would be Phillips, Sweat, and Briggs.
Yeah, this is assuming a 4-3 as well, which we probably not going to happen. But this is our lads, if you know that site, decent site. I mean, it does have everybody here. It's probably not fair to compare it to week 1. Why don't we say after the trade deadline, but before December when we are clearly tanking?
Yeah, definitely. You upgraded over Clemens, definitely. You got a good, solid replacement for Jermaine Johnson in Osai and Enagbare. Honestly, the players you got, Nashawn Wright, I think is very underrated. Belton, I think, is going to help out both the defense and special teams. Cisco, underrated re-signing. I really think that. I think he's going to be much better with a lot better support back there. So Minkah Fitzpatrick, it would have been better with just Minkah Fitzpatrick and Demario Davis. They would have got those guys in order. The defense would have been much better. So definitely raise the floor, definitely better.
And I said it last time with the offense. Look at the rookies taking a step. Look at the second-year guys taking a step. AZ Thomas is going to be better. McCrary Ball isn't going to be hurt half the year. I just hope he doesn't do that fish dance again. But Jawan Briggs, man, running it back, fuck, it, sign me up for that, man.
Yeah.
Harrison Phillips again, his impact on the rest of the guys. Will McDonald, guess what? Maybe in a contract year, if not, still in a big ass year for him. Jamie and Sherwood, maybe not having the mic dot. I mean, I don't see many here. Let me ask you this: is there any spots that are clearly downgrades?
Clearly downgrades. Um. No, I don't think downgrades at all. I think Will McDonald will be much better as an outside linebacker too, not having to put your hand in the dirt, stuff like that. I think he's going to have more push off. Use him correctly, and I think McDonald could have a big year. He's not good in run defense. He's got to get better in that. But as a guy going after the passer, especially having all this support with you, he's going to be able to feast. So I'm happy with that. If we get 6 wins, does AG save his job? That's a question that a lot of people have brought up too. If we improve to 6 wins, does AG stay?
At specifically 6, I think context will matter most.
Yeah, I think so too.
7 to 8, I don't think context even matters. I think it's just going to be
the improvement.
Yes. Yeah.
What if we get to 7 or 8 wins, but the offense like lights it up and the defense is trash?
Then that's the context. Yes, it is. That's the context I'm worried about, especially when you look at day one of free agency when we pushed all of our chips toward defense and we neglected offense, so to speak. That's tough, man. It's too soon to say, obviously. It's also too soon for me to say how many wins I expect because of these draft picks, man. Like I said it, he has 8 paths to choose. Well, if he veers off a cliff, then, I'm not going to stake my claim on 7 wins. You know what I mean? I got to see patience. The team is being built before our eyes, and that I can appreciate. Mm-hmm. Let's appreciate it. Let it, all I can say is me and Ryan tonight, we evaluated everything that's been done to this point. And guess what? Stick around both our channels. We're going to continue to do that the rest of the off season. This team is not built yet, but I'd say it's more than 50%. It's more than 50%, I think, at least when it comes to snap counts and shit. We're going to see more guys come in. I don't think they'll play the snaps that the guys we have right here will. But coaching will matter. Super chat before I get to your final thoughts, Ryan. Super chat from someone named the Danger Zone.
Hell yeah.
Paying $2 to get an isolated graphic of this right here. Check out the Jets Ward, baby.
I am proud to say that I did meet the qualifications to be a YouTube partner now. So I finally did, so I could have super chats on my channel for live streams. I'm trying to get membership stuff set up, the badges, the emojis. So I've been working on that. So join if you want to be a member of the Jets Ward. Sign up. We have different tier lists for you as well. So join the Jets Ward as well. Finally reached it. So I was happy.
Dude, the Jets Ward where tears are a good thing for a Jets fan. I love it. Yeah. Okay. So, your final adieu, man. What do you got coming up? I mean, a month and a half to the draft. Can you kind of just broad stroke view what you kind of got working the next 6 weeks?
Yeah. I have a couple of videos coming out talking about different backup quarterback options that the Jets could target. I know Wentz might not be an option now. So I've been hearing rumors about other options. Thank you, DKB. I appreciate it. So different options there. Talking about mock drafts coming up. I'm going to be doing a lot more mock drafts coming up. Maybe if you'd like to join me for one, I'd really appreciate that. We could do a full first round mock draft going on, or just a Jets one too. Whatever you'd want to do. We'll talk. Down. So definitely do that. But mock draft season, man, going to be talking about different prospects, going to be breaking down the options for the Jets, more players for free agency as well. So looking forward to it.
Do your live streams have a set schedule?
I not really. I haven't live streamed. The only times I've live streamed so far has been when I've live streamed with you. So I haven't live streamed by myself in a while. So I want to start doing that more often. It's just timing and everything. So
fair. Well, and it's almost better. Like me as a viewer who already has like 40 Jet channels subscribed to, I prefer people who are just live streaming like fresh to pepper in anywhere, because then I can find anytime, man. Like so many of these guys are like fixed into like Monday through Thursday at specific slots, man. There is really a market though, Friday through Sunday. I'm sure the chat will tell you, like, do Saturday afternoons. Nobody does that. And like,
that's what I was going to say, because I was going to do Monday night, but I know Jets Talk is always Monday night. Tuesday night they do it and everything. Wednesday they do it during the day. I'm like, damn.
There's a million things Monday
Central
through Thursday.
Has been live streaming too.
Yes, he'll even do Friday nights and Sunday nights. I'm like, oh, you're crushing me, dude.
But they all do great jobs, so it's awesome to see.
And they have established, they have earned the right. But all I'm saying is, like, dude, there's windows that aren't hit by anybody. If you just look for them, you'll find them. And do that. Let's do that mock draft, man. We can do this simulcast again, and we can get the collab going, and we can get enough people chiming in, which is the best part. If we can get 20 or 30 in the chat telling us what we're doing wrong, that's a good time.
When you said I had 11 people, I was shocked, because I'm like, I didn't even make an announcement or anything. The Jets Ward community, the Danger Zone community, is the best community out there for Jets fans. We're always here for you. It's a great place to be, because they always keep coming back for more. And even new ones, they're always welcome.
We're not giant either. Like, once you get to a giant channel, it's like people chat so fast you don't even get to connect. At least if they come here, or if they come to you and they chat, they're going to get their message seen. They're going to get to, us to voice it. And that's what I like. Once channels get giant, man, as a viewer, it's like, I don't know if I even want to watch that. But when it's tight knit, like here and there, man, still got something going. You guys are missing out if you don't check out the Jets Ward. I'm posting the link for the people in my chat again right now. Ryan, I've overkept you. I'm going to let you go, man. I have a caller in the green room as well. So, dude, let me just say, like, this was supposed to be me, you, and Murph. Murph had something happen last minute. So, like, thank you for doing this, because if I was monologuing, we wouldn't have had half the show. So, thank you for joining us here, short notice, and for bringing it, man, because you knew all about all the signings, and I appreciate that.
Dude, I'm always here for you. If you ever want me to come on and everything, I'm always happy to do it. When I got your text, I looked at my wife and I'm like, I got work to do tonight. Going to work. So it's awesome to be here, man. It's always fun. You do great work here. Love being a part of it. Thank you, man. Have a good weekend. All right. You as well. Thank you so much. Let's go get a wide receiver too. Hell yeah. See ya. All right, man. Later. All right, guys. Ryan, the Jets Ward, baby.